The topic of this video is how to set up lighting fixture families in Revit to work best with LightStanza. And so the fixtures we have in red here are lighting fixtures. And so I'm just going to click on one, and I'll right click, and then I'll go to Edit Family. And so this is the lighting fixture family. All you need for LightStanza to recognize your lighting fixture family as a lighting fixture is to have the light source defined. So over here you see this checkbox where you see light source. All you have to do is have that checked, and LightStanza will recognize your lighting fixture families. If you do not have this checked, then this family will come in as just basic geometry. It won't be associated with any type of light fixture information. And so if I uncheck this and recheck this, now you can see it come in. And so this is what the generic light source checked defaults are. You can certainly just do this in all your families, but you'll have to, on import in LightStanza, you'll have to adjust the IES file to be positioned correctly. So I would always recommend that you set up a generic IES position for your lighting fixture families based on what type they are, so that you can work faster in LightStanza by just assigning an IES file versus having to adjust the IES file position. So this is a downlight family. So in order to set this one up correctly, I can click on the light source and I can go to light source definition. And so we have a couple of different options here. We can use a point source for like downlight, or a line or a rectangle for a linear. We also have a circle. And so for a downlight, we would want to do emit from shape point, and we want to do photometric web. And hit OK. And so now this is the generic photometric web that Revit gives us. We would like it to be pointing in a downlight shape. So we can go up here and click on the family type button, and we'll get this pop-up. And under the photometric web file, which is generic, we can go over here, and Revit provides some generic IES files, so we can just go find the downlight one. So I just selected and pressed D. So downlight LED IES, go ahead and hit OK. And that will load a generic downlight IES file into our Revit family. And the tilt angle is set to 60 by default. We want it to be down, so it's going to be 90. And then just hit OK. And so now you can see we have the IES file positioned correctly. So when I assign another downlight IES file, it will be positioned correctly in LightStanza. Couple things. Let's go to a front view. So this is the fixture geometry, and this is the IES file. Ideally, you want the IES file to be offset a little bit from the fixture geometry. Otherwise, LightStanza will tell you, hey, your IES file potentially could interfere with your fixture geometry. And so I would recommend just having a parameter IES file offset. I have half an inch. Half an inch works pretty well for most IES files. And so I can actually walk through how I did this here. So let me just go ahead and delete that. And so the first thing we want to do is create a reference plane. So I can just select the one above, press MM, and mirror it. So now I have a reference plane here, because I want to offset this IES file from this fixture with the reference plane. And I can select the reference plane, click on this button here, and create a dimension. And then I can select that dimension and go up to here where it says label. And I can create a new label. So IES file offset would be the name, it would be type, and it would be a family parameter. I already have that created, so I would go here, IES file offset, and now it moves that reference plane to a half an inch off this fixture geometry. And so to get this IES file to be aligned with this reference plane, I can just go ahead and press AL, which is the align tool, which is up here. I can select the reference plane, then I can select the IES file, and then now it's moved, and I can hit lock. So now this IES file is locked to this offset. So if I needed to change the offset because the IES file was too close, I could change the offset. And so now that's all I need to do to get a downlight family to show up correctly in LightStanza. And so my setup time in LightStanza is reduced. And then I can go ahead and load in a project and close, which I won't do because it's already correct. Now, in terms of linear fixtures,